Let's dive deeper into the action with our different reporters covering the different asset classes. Abigail, get us started.
Scarlett, let's take a look at bonds because this chart may just suggest that today's rally, the first up day in the month of December, it may continue. What we're looking at here is the 6-month chart of the S&P 500 E-mini futures in blue. We're looking at Treasury note futures in white, so that is actual price. We see coming out of June that we had Treasury note futures basically flat and then rallying. This is stocks went sideways, but starting in September, you see a pretty strong downtrend for Treasury notes, and on today's pullback for bonds, we see that downtrend really holding. It could just suggest, Mike, if that downtrend stays in place, that December could be what history suggests Decembers are typically, and that is relatively strong for the bulls, Mike.
Thanks, Abigail. Well, one market we don't talk a lot about it during the U.S. day is the Indian stock market, but among the big ETFs trading in the U.S. today, the $5.5 billion iShares MSCI India ETF is a standout. Very strong move today. A lot of speculation that the India Central Bank will cut interest rates by 25 basis points tonight. But one thing that really stands out when you look at the benchmark Sensex index in India is its valuations. It's trading near a record in local currency basis as far as price, but boy, those valuations have really soared. The index is now trading at more than 29 times trailing earnings. You can see in the top line in that chart there. But what's more interesting is the valuation based on forward earnings. That's the lower line. It's above 19 times forward earnings estimates. And that's really a level that has sort of capped the index's rally in the past few years and caused a bit of a correction. Short sellers seem to appear to be betting that history may repeat itself. According to IHS market data, the short interest on the INDA ETF rose to as high as 21% of shares outstanding in October. It's come down a little bit, but still pretty elevated at more than 18%. So, Taylors, the bears really have set their sights on the Indian stock market these days.
Well, Mike, I'm taking a look at shares of Slack, and you can see that we closed lower today by about 4%. And really, the shares have fallen about 40% since their first day of trading on June 20th when they hit a record high. It's pretty much been downhill ever since then. We're waiting for earnings to come out at any moment. But frankly, a lot of analysts are saying that there's a pretty low bar given the big decline in the stock price year to date. A lot of competition and valuation concerns have been pressuring the stock. The bulls on this story really looking for signs of billings growth to help stabilize the stock. Third quarter billings estimate should be around $185.3 million. Now, of course, as you can see there on a long-term basis, really this threat of competition is coming from Microsoft's Teams. That's just one thing the analysts are looking at. Morgan Stanley saying the big debate is whether competition will limit expansion within the enterprise. They want to check in to see if you can go from free to paid subscriptions, see if that's working. We'll see when they release earnings at any moment.